They feast with you. Again, emphasizing the fact that they will be among you, they will creep in, they will be a wolf in sheep's clothing, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds they are without water, carried about of winds. Watch this. Trees whose fruit withereth, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots, raging waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame, wandering stars to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. These are unsaved, unbelieving people who are on their way to hell, and they creep in with the intent and the goal of bringing in lies, bringing in false doctrine.
But these, as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption.
Beast. He said, these people, he says, these reprobates, he said, they're just brute beasts. The word brute means stupid. He said, they're stupid animals. So I can't believe you say that about a person. I didn't say it, God did. He said, they are as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed. He said, these people have no hope. They're like an animal. They might as well just be put to death because there's nothing that can be done to help them. You got to understand.
But there are evil, wicked people that will stop at nothing to destroy and to hurt and to pervert and to corrupt.
Having eyes full of adultery, and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls, and heart they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children, which have forsaken the right way, and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam the son of Bosor, who loved the wages of unrighteousness.
Who loved the wages of unrighteousness. So notice all the common denominators that keep coming up. You know, they're doing it for the money, or they're doing it for the lust of the flesh, or they're committing adultery, or they're beguiling the unstable, or they're defiling the flesh like a sodomite. All these different perverted acts, false teaching, wickedness of all sorts are all together in the same person. This false prophet, this person who creeps in, what we could call the evil tree that brings forth corrupt fruit.
He's saying, Jesus said, how will you know a false prophet? And he says, you will know them, ye shall know them by their fruits. And I notice what he says.
Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?
So if you go to a thorn bush, are you going to get grapes from that? He said, or figs of thistles? He said, if you go to a thistle tree there, you're going to get figs from it. Look at verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit. Now, you got to understand this, okay? An apple tree can only bring forth apples. An orange tree can only bring forth orange.
When my wife and I have children, we are reproducing after our own kind. We are human. She will produce human children, okay? The lemon will produce lemons. The apple will produce apples.
A good tree can only bring forth good fruit. But, notice what he says, verse 17. But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
Why do you think that the Catholic priest who's preaching good doctrine or false doctrine, is he a good tree or an evil tree? Okay, why are so many pedophiles?
See, if someone is bringing forth evil fruit, it's because the source is bad. It's because the tree is bad. A good tree, verse 18, cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. Here's what Jesus was teaching. A false prophet is either a prophet, a preacher, a pastor is either a good tree or they're a bad tree. They're an evil tree. You say, well, how do you know the difference? You look at what they produce. You look at their fruit. If the fruit is good, then the tree is good. And if the fruit is bad, then the tree is bad.
If we look at the very first time in the Bible that fruitful's ever mentioned, in Genesis 1, what's it talking about? It says, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. So the first time the word fruitful is used, it's talking about animals and human beings reproducing. And when they are fruitful, when they produce fruit, there's a multiplication taking place. So as Christians, if we're going to be fruitful, that means we bring forth another believer. Okay, so if I go out and win someone to Christ, that's me bringing forth fruit. It's going to be good fruit. And if an unsaved, false prophet, wolf,